My name is Dr. Vinit Gupta, Assistant Professor, Santosh Medical College, Department of ENT. Today my topic is complication of suppurative otitis media. There are various routes of spread of infection from the middle ear to other structure. There are various routes of direct extension, thrombophlebitis, normal anatomical pathway, and non-anatomical bony defects. And complication of suppurative otitis media classified as extracranial complication, cranial, that is within the temporal bone complication, and intracranial complications. Extracranial complications are otitis externa, retropharyngeal abscess, and septicemia. And cranial intratemporal complications are acute mastoiditis, petrositis, facial nerve paralysis, labyrinthine fistula, and labyrinthitis. Acute mastoiditis. The pathology of acute mastoiditis, defined as involvement of bone of mastoid hair cells with acute suppurative inflammation. And diagnosis of acute mastoiditis is made by general constitutional manifestation, tympanic membrane changes, that is congestion, sagging of posterior canal wall, or ear discharge, and sign of reservoir sign, that is pulsatile ear discharge. There may be retroauricular tenderness, pain, and swelling. Subperiosteal and basal abscess are also denoted there. And diagnosis, how we can make diagnosis of acute mastoiditis by the HRCT temporal bone, and also sent for pus culture for sensitivity. Treatment is IV antibiotics. If conservative treatment, patient not respond to conservative treatment, we can go for cortical mastectomy along with higher antibiotic, and observation for other complications. Cortical mastectomy is a simple mastectomy in which we remove all the possible air cells of the mastoid antrum and all air cells converted into the one cavity. Periostitis is petrositis, petrous epicitis, that is infection spread towards the petrous bone apex. And diagnosis of petrositis is Ladinigo syndrome, that is retroorbital pain, ear discharge, and there is squint due to involvement of 6th cranial nerve. And final diagnosis is also made by the HRCT of temporal bone. Treatment of petrositis is higher antibiotics, myringotomy with cobalt insertion, or surgical drainage, which may include extensive mastoidectomy. Cranial intratemporal complications are acute mastoiditis, petrositis, facial nerve paralysis, labyrinthine fistula, and labyrinthitis. Facial nerve paralysis is usually involved in acute mastoiditis, and it is most likely due to the dehiscence facial nerve canal, and it is due to the inflammatory cells or products or pus which cause inflammation of perineurium. Usually it is partial and sudden in onset, and treatments is antibiotics, conservative treatment. If not responded to antibiotic, then we can turn myringotomy to drain out the pus and to reduce the inflammation. Facial nerve paralysis in chronic suppurative otitis media, it may due to pressure symptom of polycythoma or granulation tissue, or it may be partial or complete. And treatment is immediate surgical exploration according to the disease. And Next complication is labyrinthitis. Due to infection, there may be suppurative labyrinthitis or maybe non-suppurative labyrinthitis. And labyrinthine fistula may be formed due to the erosion of semicircular canals, and acute diffuse suppurative labyrinthitis and chronic labyrinthitis. These are various types of labyrinthitis. Definition of labyrinthine fistula: there is loss of bony labyrinthine wall exposing the endosteum. And diagnosis of labyrinthine fistula: usually there is no symptom, but patient usually present with vertigo, sensorineural hearing loss, and we can confirm with fistula test by pressing the tragus and giving positive pressure, and also the HRCT temporal bone is also helpful for the diagnosis. Intracranial complications are extradural abscesses, lateral sinus thrombophlebitis, subdural empyema, meningitis, brain abscess, and otitic hydrocephalus. So, extradural abscess is accumulation of pus between dura and bone in the middle ear or the posterior fossa, that is perisinus. It causes headache, which may be dull or severe kind of headache, or sometimes it may be silent. Diagnosis is confirmed by CT scan or MRI, and treatment is drainage of abscess, and patient usually present with altered sensorium. Subdural abscess is also called as empyema. It is defined as suppression of pus in subdural space. It may be localized form or multiloculated or diffuse, and it is characterized by severe headache, high grade fever with paralytic focal and neurological symptom. Headache is more severe than the extradural abscess, and it is diagnosed on the basis of CT and MRI scan, and also include the higher coverage of higher antibiotics, and treatment is by neurosurgeon by the neurosurgical drainage of the abscess. And next complication is lateral sinus thrombophlebitis, and it is also known as perisinusitis or neural thrombus, or occluding the thrombus of the lateral sinus valve, and maybe infection or embolization. These are the causes of the lateral sinus thrombophlebitis. And diagnosis is made on symptom: fever, usually it is with rigors and sweating, headache, severe kind of headache, neck pain and neck rigidity, tenderness and edema in the neck, and also present with a Glessinger sign, which is the edema over the mastoid area, which present it's due to the veno occlusion, and there is edema on posterior part of the pinna, posterior to pinna, and on the mastoid area. It's occurred due to the increase of intracranial pressure, and propagation and embolic manifestation. Can be diagnosed by blood culture, CSF manometry, CSF culture, CT scan, and MRI are the diagnostic tool. And also subtraction angiogram or MRI angiogram. Treatment of sinus thrombophlebitis is IV antibiotics and surgery followed by 48 hours unless there is dramatic clinical and radiological improvement. Surgical treatment of sinus thrombophlebitis is exposure of healthy dura proximal and distal to the lesion. And it is verify the sinus content. Blood clot, leave alone, and pus, give incision and drain the pus, and ligate the sinus if there is repeated embolism formation or the uncontrolled extension of the thrombus. And the intracranial complications are extradural abscess, rectal sinus meningitis, brain abscess, and otitic hydrocephalus and subdural empyema. Otogenic meningitis. It is the most common complication among the intracranial complications of the CSM, and infection of it is defined as infection of the subarachnoid space, and most common intracranial complication it is, as I had already told you, and there is fever, headache, neck stiffness, patient even not even to touch his chin to test chest, and photophobia, restlessness, and it is characterized by positive test of Kernig's and Brodinski sign. You will on neurological examination, Brodinski and Kernig's sign will be positive. And it's occur due to infection in subarachnoid space, and it is also diagnosed by the diagnostic tools are lumbar puncture to see the picture of CSF, whether it is viral, whether it is bacterial, or where it is tubercular. It is characterized by the type of CSF we receive and microbiology of CSF due to which received from the lumbar puncture. Otogenic brain abscess. 25 of children's and 50 of adult brain abscess are otogenic, and mostly in temporal lobe and also involving the cerebellum. Otogenic brain abscess. Clinical manifestation of otogenic brain abscess is generalized fever, letharginess, headache, increase in intracranial tension, and focal manifestation, temporal aphasia, hemianopia, paralysis, cerebral ataxia, vertigo, nystagmus, muscle incoordination. And diagnosis is made by CT scan, MRI, lumbar puncture, and pus collection by the burr hole needling. Otitic, next our complication is otitic hydrocephalus. It is a very rare complication, and it is an idiopathic benign defined as idiopathic benign intracranial hypertension and associated with ear disease. It most often follows lateral sinus thrombophlebitis. Clinically present as increased intracranial pressure, and which may cause the disorientation, confusion, or maybe patient become unconscious. And treatments are steroid, diuretic, hyperosmolar dehydrating agent like glycerol, and repeated lumbar puncture to reduce the CSF pressure, and also restrict the salt intake. And general principle of treatment of the complication is parental or IV antibiotics, surgery for the complication if there is any needed, and treatment of primary ear disease, laryngotomy in acute otitis media, and mastoidectomy in chronic suppurative otitis media. Mastoidectomy may be cortical, may be modified radical, or radical mastoidectomy. It is according to the type of disease and type of lesion. Thank you. So our overall motive is to give generalized knowledge over complication of chronic suppurative otitis media and their management, and hopefully you people have get knowledge up to the mark. Thank you everyone.